There you are.
Hey, buddy.
What's happening?
Wheeling and dealing, man.
Anything good?
Yeah. Staying busy.
That's good.
It's like you're having a beer.
Looks like it, huh?
Dealing, man.
Having a little beer on the side.
Yeah. Staying busy.
Yeah, I got a little, I don't know if you wanted to cover anything. I've got a list of like 6 items. I'm just gonna
Yeah, that's fine. Just run with it. If you don't cover something I was gonna chat about, then
Yeah.
no worries.
Cool. Looks like we're gonna be up on Monday for Canada. So,
Okay, perfect.
yeah, all the cities and states for the US are loaded now. So it's all doing it the right way.
All right, good. I'll give.
Every city is in every state is open right now. So
Awesome.
we shouldn't. And then we just got to geo target. We already did Nashville. So just got to go geo target the markets. We're really starting to work,
Yeah.
For some reason, the commenting is turned off on the video.
Oh, on mine?
On YouTube.
Oh, can you turn it on?
I'm trying to.
Huh.
It looks like in the settings, it's been turned off.
Oh.
And I probably have to do it on that.
Oh, the settings have been turned off for comments on YouTube. So she's going to try to reset it.
You're live. There's people on.
Oh, we're live right now?
Yeah, you've
Oh,
been live this whole
God.
time.
Tony better not be telling any lies in here.
We've been live. You took us live a while ago, or Amy did. Somebody did.
I did.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me. Are we getting comments down?
There's no comments because someone turned the comments off.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm trying to figure out how to turn them back on. Because I don't know how you turn them off. So.
There's definitely quite a few folks watching already. Let's see. Top chat, live chat.
She's trying to figure out how to get it turned on so they can, comment. We can't even see who's signing up, who's coming in, right?
Nope.
We see the number of people.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, everybody, we're having a little bit of a delay for a second. We're trying to get the comment section open on YouTube so you guys can make comments or ask questions.
Oh, I can fix it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think I just did.
On YouTube?
Yeah, it should work now.
Oh, you see it?
Let's see.
No, it still says comments are turned off over here.
I set it to allow it. I don't know what that did though. Set it
Maybe
did.
we can turn it off and turn it back on again.
I've got allow all comments turned on.
Yeah.
It might, I don't know what we might need to. Oh, there it is. Everybody's on. Yep. It's good.
You see it?
Okay, I still can't see it. Mine says comments are turned off.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Good mornings, James, Michael, Coyette.
Oh,
Yeah, they're on. We're good. Just a delayed feature.
Yeah, it's a set.
All right, let me.
All right.
Okay, what time is it right now?
9:03.
9:03. Let's get started. Let me see who's on right now. Phoenix is on. Miles is on. Paul is on. Bruno. Ken. Bobby is on. I'm gonna scroll a little bit on that. Art is on. Hey, Art, thanks for that article this morning.
Yvette just signed up as a marketer last week.
Oh, congratulations, Yvette.
Neil Howe, Dwayne's here.
Hey, Neil.
William Mathis,
William's on. Michael Rickoff is on. We got enough to get going, I guess.
George Graham.
George Graham is on. Hi, George. So what I want to do is just run down what we're doing here over the next couple of weeks and where we are with tech and getting Nashville up and running. So one of the things that actually Meredith sent me an email the other day, she copied Tony on it and wanted to know if we would extend the promotion. So we really haven't even audited the promotion yet, so I don't even know what's been done from that standpoint. But let's go ahead and extend it to a week from this Sunday. So what would that date be? The 7th? So it'll be Super Bowl Sunday when the promotion will be over with. So we'll extend it for one more week. So anybody that's got people they want to get in, do it now, because that will end on the 7th of February. The other one of the issues we have is, I don't think people really quite understand the amount of technology we have here in the company. And one of the problems is everybody's so eager to make a sale, they'll waive anything, their commissions, they waive it, they make it free. There's a process in place that allows us to run efficiently. If we don't use that process and we keep changing it for, anybody that wants to change it, you're out in the sales field and, guys says, well, I like it, but I want to pay that $149, or, can you waive this because I don't need a tablet? Look, the thing that makes it a problem is every time you waive it, it has to be manually done internally. Can you imagine if you're trying to ramp up a business and then you have to do everything manually that's all built around technology? That's the reason you can leverage your cost, is you have superior technology that allows you to not have human intervention and things. So as a policy right now, no more waiving of fees. We just can't keep doing it because we spend an inordinate amount of time on one single issue in a day that may take 3 or 4 hours and multiple phone calls. And you just never could scale a business that way. Everybody's got to get face down and get after it. If somebody doesn't want to pay the fee and they think 149 is too much and they want to keep giving 30%, then that's what it is. They're going to come back to you, believe me. I just read an article that Art sent me this morning, and it's the power of pricing about a guy named Saul Price. Saul Price was the founder of Price Club, which ultimately sold to Costco. So you have to go back in retail history to understand a lot of this stuff that we're doing, but it goes back 50 years, 60 years with Saul Price. He is the godfather of the club warehouse business. He was the first guy to start it. A guy named Jim Sinegal, who went on to start Costco, worked for Saul at Price Club, and also was one of the major influencers inside Costco with building the warehouse strategy the way they did. Saul gave Jim Sinegal a kiss when Saul was ready to retire. The story is, they met, and Saul sold him the company because he didn't want the company going to somebody else's hands, because he knew Jim was a great steward of the business model. And they have not deviated from that business model since the day they started, whether it's Price Club or Costco. That model still works. And there's a lot of people that don't want to pay $100 membership fee there, but you know what? They're losing out. So we just have to stand by our brand and what we're all about. When you're in the field and when you're in the game and you're out there, trust me, nobody wants to pay. And the best guy that figured it out was Tony, when he did the homework on this guy up in Canada, spending $100,000 a week in deliveries and what that really meant to him and how much savings it was. And the guy signed up immediately. It's a no-brainer. So you guys have to have faith in the business model. It's not always taking a shortcut, saying, oh, I'll get this waived, I'll do that way. If we have a business model, make it work. It's that simple. And if a person doesn't want to go with them, just leave them your card or say, hey, do you mind if I call you back in 6 weeks, or 5 weeks, whatever it might be. So that's the way you got to do that. We got to run this business efficiently. We have some really unbelievable technology. I'll bet you not half of the people on this call right now have ever been to, on our marketplace website, which is tripdelivers.com. The marketplace is where all the menus are. It's where you can search by city, by anything. You could search by pizza, by burgers, by French fries, by whatever you want, steaks. and you'll find it. Right now, we've only listed the restaurants we have in Nashville and Franklin and Brentwood and the surrounding markets. So the rest of the menus that we're working on, everybody's working on, we don't want to put up until we're getting close to open those markets. But we got some other strategies, you know, I need to talk to Tony about. We'll be employing here shortly, probably. But look, this is the game. And if you do the takeaway, it works. If you hand somebody a piece of candy and they go grab for it and you pull it back, what happens? It's kind of interesting, right? So that's all you're doing. You're going to give them the candy. And if they don't want it, just take it back and say, thank you very much. Be cordial. You got to protect our brand. And I'm going to get into that in a minute because some of you guys in Nashville are not protecting our brand. And one thing I am is very brand conscious. So,
Not you, Dwayne.
no, Dwayne, I've got some shout outs for guys, but one of the things we're doing, there was a miscommunications between myself and Tony, and we've come to a conclusion on that, and that's on the PowerPoint that's in the back office. We're going to get that up and running here in the next day or so, get that cleaned up and programmed. And you guys had a champion on your side, which was Tony. So let me tell you, you guys made out like bandits. But anyway, that's getting updated. Wanted to give a little shout out to Dwayne. He signed up 3 restaurants this week, and Ron Haslam signed up 1 restaurant in Nashville this week too. So you know, we just got to keep doing it. And what I want to talk to you guys about for a second is the ones that don't want to do it. You know, we put a very, very aggressive plan together so you guys can make money. Okay, not your run-of-the-mill plan. This is not a run-of-the-mill plan. This is, hey, if I work hard, I'm going to get compensated for it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. A couple of problems. Some of you guys just think you take this for granted. You know, the payout in these are amazing, and then you take your restaurants for granted. Like you don't call them, you don't get back to them for 2 or 3 days. They start calling the office, and then it starts causing problems, and that's not protecting our brand. So one of the things I didn't think of when we started the company was if you didn't take care of the restaurants, what's the issue with that? What's going to happen if you signed up a restaurant and then you don't follow up and take care of them, and then corporate has to put weight behind it, call the people, save the account, et cetera, or call somebody in the market to do your job. We're putting in the TNCs, terms and conditions. If you don't take care of your restaurant up to the standards we have, and they're not high standards, it's just being common, you know, courtesy to the restaurant. If they have an issue, you take care of it. It's not, I'll get back to you in a couple of days. We will take that restaurant away from you and give it to somebody else in the market that's doing your work. It's just got to be that fair. We can't have us as a company trying to go into a marketplace and not taking care of the customer. Just cannot happen. And that's called brand protection. So all it takes, and I heard through the grapevine, which I know is true, that there's conversations, oh, Trip doesn't, you know, we don't have any business, so therefore, you know, restaurants aren't going to sign up with this and blah, blah, blah. Listen, the only way they get that news is right from the person who signed up the restaurant. It's the only way. It's conversation that takes place. Your job is to go sign up restaurants and make money. If you're not up to the task, that's fine. I don't really care. That's your prerogative. You work for yourself. But I'll find somebody that will take that restaurant on and love doing it. So I hope I'm clear with that. But nobody is going to, after 2 years of hard work to get this company up, is going to wreck this brand by just, you know, ignoring or not taking care of the restaurants.
And we're also going to post it in the back office.
Yeah.
So there's no.
Yeah, they'll be posted in your back office. We'll isolate the terms and conditions we issued so you don't have to go through the whole document so you can see it. And I don't want you to think I'm a bad guy or whatever. This is up to you guys. If you don't want to take care of a customer, that's your choice. We're just going to give it to somebody that wants to take care of it and make money. I mean, it's no bigger thing than that. So a couple other things. Want to give a big shout out to William Mathis, who is going to be down in Nashville helping lead that charge down there. And then also Eric Fletcher, who's on board with us, is going to lead that charge down there. So we'll have 2 real strong leaders. And then Dwayne, who's been beyond phenomenal. Like if you wanted to write the script about a guy that's going to take care of restaurants, it's Dwayne. Every time we've had a problem over the last 10 days, we happen to keep calling Dwayne because he's never said no. I mean, he's never said no. He'll go do a delivery at, 9 o'clock at night, whatever. I mean, he'll go in the restaurant and hook up somebody's tablet and all that kind of stuff.
You went and bought a stand for one of them.
Yeah, he bought a stand for the tablet for the restaurant owner out of his own pocket. So Dwayne's on the call. Send me the invoice, Dwayne. I don't want you being out of pocket. But that's the kind of leadership we need in the market to win with. People that are committed. You have to be a fan of the company. It's just like if you follow, Tampa Bay or the Chiefs or whatever your favorite sports team or favorite person is, if it's an entertainer, whatever, you have to become a fan. And you want to be a fan of Trip Delivers. And the way you make that really super, super strong is you are the fan. You are an evangelist for the company when you're out on the road, in the street, talking about it, talking to your friends. Show that passion. If you're not, then hey, there's plenty of options out there. There's plenty of jobs. Well, I shouldn't say plenty, but there's a lot of jobs out there that are open. And but that's the standard we want to set. I want to say one more thing about William. I had William call me 2 weeks ago out of the blue. And William's a very busy guy. And, when he calls, he's got something on his mind. I know that. He's not calling, say, with chit chat, and we always do the nice thing. But this guy is really serious. He's a professional. He is so passionate about our company. And he said to me yesterday or the day before on the phone, he said, man, it's in my DNA. And this is a guy that has a really successful, remodeling construction business in Washington, D.C. He doesn't need more work in his business. He's got all he can handle. But he does this because he loves the product. He loves the business model. He loves the camaraderie of the people around him and people he can interface with. So those are things you got to think about. If you really want to win, and I mean win, you got to dig deep. It's like, when we were building out the company and we had all these misfires and everybody's, with, oh, you're going to close the business up. Oh, you're going to do this. Oh, you're going to do that. That's the last thing on my mind. Why would you close up a great business model before it ever started? That would be insane. So now we're in the arena, right? Now we're in the game. Kickoff time. We've got Nashville open. We know what the issues are. We know we've done a lot of things wrong in the market, which are going to get corrected by focusing on the next 30 days, getting this ramped up. But once you're in the game, it's a whole different story also. Now you got to perform. So we have, in my opinion, one of the greatest players on the planet, and that happens to be Trip Delivers, the business model. That business model is a game changer. It's the guy that could kick a field goal at 75 yards. I mean, it never happened, but we have the opportunity to do that. So keep that in your mind as you go through your daily routine, whether you have a job or you're doing this full time or whatever. Even if you have a job and you don't like it, because you're going to find things will get easier for you than harder. It's just all attitude. I was talking to my grandson yesterday, and one of my sons was on the call, and he was talking to my grandson and tell him, hey, and he's an 11-year-old baseball fanatic, and he's a good baseball player, good kid. But my son told him, he said, doesn't matter how good you are, if you have a bad attitude and you don't have a great attitude when you're playing sports, you're never going to get anywhere. And it's pretty true. You got to have a great attitude in life because it overcomes a lot of stuff you may not think about. But just being helpful, friendly, all those things matter. Okay, also on the list is a tech update. We're going to open Canada on Monday. So Koyat, there you go, buddy. Well, we're in yeah, she's always crushing me.
I hate when he tells you guys Monday, and then if there's a delay, then you say, Bob said it was going to be
well,
Monday.
it's in testing right this second, and everything is running just fine.
Plan to be Monday.
And what you guys don't see is on the marketing side of the business that has to happen technology-wise, we have to geolocate each one of the markets, and then we build a fence around it, so to speak. So the drivers and the cars are all, inside that fence that are visible. And so we had to do that with every state and every city over the last week or 10 days. So we've loaded thousands and thousands, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. That's why we've been focused on it, because it's so important for us to ramp up. We would have problems if we didn't have that done. So that's all up and running and tested, and it's online right now. So we're not having any issues. So we can technically, if we said, hey, we want to open 100 markets, we flip a switch, as long as there's enough, restaurants and drivers and, consumers, we're online that quick. So, so that's pretty much the
One
update.
more thing, the FAQ commission document that we're gonna put in the back office, because there's a lot of questions about commissions, and that will be like the Bible.
Yeah, so we're gonna put up FAQ document in the back office regarding commissions. So if you have a question, you don't have to go to support unless it's not clear to you. You can just read it on the document itself. And that'll go up this week. Yeah, or you can call Evelyn, make her crazy. That's all I got. Tony, you got anything you want to?
I mean, you covered a lot of great things. The bottom line is, guys, we've got a great story. It's David versus Goliath, right? And the communities that we're going into, everybody roots for David. They really do. Oh, yeah. Nobody wants Uber Eats to keep bashing restaurants and giving, horrible customer service, which they do. I read the threads on the Uber drivers and stuff, and they'll tell stories about just canceling an order out, like going to pick it up, cancel it, and then eating the person's food. And the person, it's like, they get a refund down the road, but like they're sitting there hungry, waiting for their food, and it's never going to get there. That's just one of those things where Goliath takes the customer base they have for granted, because they don't care about it. And it's like, we've got to tell the story. Everybody right now, if you're not into the mix on it, there's this Reddit thread, and the GameStop stock is going nuts. It's been going nuts for about a week because they caught a hedge fund. If you don't know much about the market, the simple version of it is these hedge funds, billions of dollars, they shorted the GameStop stock. They bet that it was going to go down and crash, and they shorted more than 100% of the shares, meaning that, they were looking at bankrupting the company. And the company brought in a new person on their board of directors from a company called Chewy.com, which is where I actually order all my dogs' food and stuff like that. And so it's a good company. I mean, he understands online marketing and things like that. And so these guys on the Reddit thread said, hey, man, let's try and back this stock up. And they went from about 1 million users on that thread to, I think yesterday was almost 6.5 million users, and people buying one share, at $300 a pop. But if you've got 6 million people that buy one share, they ended up doing what's called a short squeeze on these hedge funds, which when you bet on the stock to go down and it goes up, the brokerage make you buy that stock back as it goes up, and it jacks the price up even higher. So these hedge funds have gotten hit in the neighborhood of like $19 billion yesterday, which, it's amazing to watch David attack Goliath and win, knock him out of the park. And I'm just telling you, when you go talk to restaurants, when you go have people download the app, you need to tell that story. We're David going after the Goliath, and we're letting the other Davids download the app and make money when they share the app with people. They can make money when they go sign on a restaurant to the Trip Delivers family. They can make money when they bring on a new driver. None of the other big companies allow people to do that. They don't care if the little guy makes money. They don't care if their customer's happy. They don't care if their customer earns income. We do. The customer's a partner of ours. The drivers are partners of ours. The restaurants are partners of ours. We're in this together. So tell the story. That's what's going to get people excited. That's what's going to help create viral growth, is when we get people behind us that are like, man, let's go attack DoorDash. Let's go attack Grubhub. DoorDash shouldn't have $180 share price. They do, but it's like they've never made a profit. They've never made income. Uber for 10 years has never made money. Let's go attack these guys because they have a flawed business model. And Bob has given us a model that's prime to go on the attack and really go after these big companies. So that's the story, guys. That's what we need to go to market with. We need to really tell what the Trip Delivers philosophy is and how we create happy drivers, happy customers, happy restaurants, and how we're going to take out these big providers that aren't doing those things. So that's pretty much the nuts and bolts I have for those of you that are boots on the ground in Nashville, really getting out there. You know, the bottom line is it has nothing to do whether we have business or not ready to go. Yeah, we don't have thousands of orders a day yet. And the restaurants, like, I don't lie to restaurants. When I come into a restaurant, I go, listen, we're pre-launch, but here's the deal. We're David, they're Goliath, but here's the difference in us. Here's where we're going to attack them. Here's why you want to be on our side. Because when you win and you win big with us, you're going to save so much money. Your customers are going to be so much happier, and you can literally get rid of all these other guys that are these tablets that are sitting on your shelves right now. We can get rid of all of them. So you've got to paint that vision and paint that picture. And I'm telling you, restaurants will come on board with you. So it's all about telling the story, guys. And we've got a great story to tell.
So I want to just add one thing to that, Tony, because Tony really does understand the market. He's very, very astute about this kind of stuff. One of the things, a little known fact that most people don't know when a short squeeze happens, the guys that are getting squeezed are buying back in, because let's say they shorted the stock at $3 or $2 and the stock was at $6 and it's getting hammered and going down. So they're short, right? But this is a phenom that happened with GameStop. I think I forget what the per share price went to $400 or some crazy number. So what happens, these guys are losing billions and billions. So one way to mitigate that they don't lose tens and tens of billions is they start buying in also. What they never anticipated was the amount of volume that came in to the stock that they would have to buy to keep reducing their losses. and they get in a cycle and they can't defend themselves. It's indefensible. And they have to ride it out until the bottom hit or the top hits, and then it starts to slide back, because that stock will crash. There's
but these guys are, the crazy thing is these retail investors, they're not selling. They're not taking
that's the thing. That's why the short sellers are stuck. They can't get out.
The hedge funds are betting that the internet guys are going to sell out. But I'm like, I looked at a story the other day, like this morning, and the guy's like, he's like this, he's holding his stock. And I mean, he's cleared over like a couple $1 million. Like if he sold out right now, this guy would have $1 million. But he said, he puts a message. This is why I'm talking David Goliath, because he's like, this is for my dad. He said, I remember, he said, my dad, when the housing market crashed, he lost his construction company. He had a concrete business, lost it. He remembers his uncle losing his house. His dad lost their house. His older brother was sitting with his dad counting change. And that was all the money his dad had. And, he was drinking a lot. The dad, he lost everything. And he watched these hedge fund managers look down on like the Occupy Wall Street, guys, and were drinking champagne and laughing about it. And he's like, who's laughing now? I mean, he's like, he's not going to sell. He's like, they're going to take it up to, $1,000 a share. Maybe they'll take profit then. But like Bob said, like these hedge funds underestimated the craziness of these guys.
And the problem is the federal government has come in, like in the case of Robinhood, the government didn't come in there, but Robinhood slowed the market down because they were probably getting pressure from the hedge funds that probably wheeled a lot of money inside there, and they're trading all the time. So they slowed the amount of volume down significantly so they would take less losses. But the reality is the SEC will come in and stop all that nonsense, and they'll have to get back to free trading.
And the great thing about what we're doing, guys, Uber and DoorDash, they're not nimble enough to react to what we're doing. By the time they figure it out, it's too late. Like they can't just say, oh, we're just going to go for free and let people have a $2 or $3. They can't match our price points. They can't. It'll destroy their business model. So they're not nimble enough to react. There's nothing they can do about it. It's almost like catching them in a short squeeze. They've got their model. It's worked for years. And all of a sudden we come in with a disruptor and there's nothing they can do about it. We're going to have our restaurants telling all of their Uber Eats customers to go to Trip Delivers. And our restaurants are going to be offering free meals and stuff for them to do that because the savings just flat out make sense. So we're positioned perfectly. It's just a matter of taking that extra step. William, Eric, Dwayne, guys that are pushing forward, that are doing things that most people aren't going to do, are going to be the ones that control that market. You know, the national market's going to be controlled by people that go the extra mile. So if you want to be one of those folks, you just got to do it. You just got to get in there, get your hands dirty, get your shoe leather to the pavement, and start telling the story.
Yeah, we got some great leaders in the market that are, some are living there. Eric, who just came on board. Eris is not in the market. You know, he's up in the Boston market. William is in DC. But all of those people are over there. They're all going to be working over the next 10 or 15 or 20 days, 30 days. I figure if everybody gets after it in 30 days, we should have enough restaurants, enough of everything, and then we'll start promoting the business from the consumer side. You can't promote a business on the consumer side till you have a significant amount of restaurants, a significant amount of drivers, because what we're finding is right now we've had orders and no drivers available. We have over 100 drivers signed up. We're going to be activating them. William's going to be working with them. We have a little bit of a plan of attack that's going to start happening here. It's all about your passion. And if you believe in the company and every, you know, like extending the stock option plan that we just finished, would have been finishing up tomorrow by a week. I mean, that's a big deal to do that, because you're going to earn stock options. And if you believe in the company, those are going to be worth a lot of money once the company is rolling. That's the whole point of it. I mean, I wish you could have read this article that Art sent me this morning, because it talked about some of the things that Saul Price had done in his business and giving out stock to employees and all this. He incentivized everybody.
We can post it on the Facebook group.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll post it, but it's a great read. It's a little bit long for people to read, particularly if you got it on an iPhone or a phone. It's, you know, it's an eye test.
Thank you.
Yeah. Couple other things I want to talk about is what's up next. So we have to get traction in Nashville. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We've got to get that market up and running. We didn't do it properly. It's our mistake. We didn't give the right leadership. We've learned from that. Now we need to get into these other markets. And people keep asking the same question they've asked for years. When are we going to open this market? When are we going to open that market? We'll open a market when we have enough restaurants signed up. In Florida, fortunately, we have 30,000 drivers or potential drivers have signed up with us. We're going to start going back and reactivating those people and getting in touch with them, just like we're going to do with the 100 or so that are in Nashville. We never had any real drivers in Nashville because nobody ever focused on that market. But Florida, you can get going now. I mean, there's a number of people down there working that market. George is down there working that market. Paul's just now starting to light it up down there. You know, but there's a handful of people down there that can make a difference when you go into Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. Orlando is huge. And then we have the deal with restaurant managers when that may be coming online in the next couple of weeks with, you know, restaurants. So we'll start signing those guys up.
Yep.
So
there was a restaurant sent to all the restaurants in Florida yesterday.
There's what?
Or an email sent to all the restaurants signed up.
Oh, okay. We sent out an email yesterday to all the restaurants that are signed up in the Florida market now that we have. We have, you know, how many, 50, 60, something like that?
Yeah, the majority of them are free.
Okay.
So this is the time to go back there and because no more free.
Yeah. So you guys have to also understand about the free sign up. It really screws the system up, because if you sign up for free, then we still got to have the person come back later and fill in all their information. The idea of getting somebody to just pay $1 to activate their card, make sure it's right, make sure they're committed, and then go back and sign them up when the market's getting ready to open.
So what we're finding is a lot of, I don't know who, but some of you are telling the restaurant, just go ahead and put in your information for free and corporate's going to reach out to you.
Yeah.
That's really not the way it is, because that's the reason you're getting paid a commission, because you're selling the restaurant. So we're calling them up and they're saying, oh no, I'm not sold on doing this. So you sign them up for free. We have them in our system. They don't want to do it. And then we're emailing them like yesterday, hey, we're getting ready. You know, they're probably going to say, I already told you no, you know, so it just doesn't help you. It doesn't help us. I've been trying to figure out a way to get free out of there completely, but I haven't figured out a way. So it's just, you guys have to follow up with them. Tell them we're coming, you know, hopefully this month we're planning on opening the whole state of Florida.
Yeah. Okay. What are the questions we have?
When are we gonna open Florida? Denny's asked about 5 times, we know.
Okay. Start working and get as many restaurants online and we'll open.
Some people.
But one of the things, I might say this, I haven't talked to Tony about this 100% yet, but we have Eric in Nashville taking that whole market. I talked to William about taking the DC Baltimore market. We need to find leaders in each of these markets to step up who are actually going to lead and give training and hold people accountable from the perspective of good customer service. We're in here to help this restaurant. We're not in here to hurt this restaurant or gouge them. So we're going to be looking at that. And then the people that would qualify to lead in those markets will then get compensated for that. So the compensation plan is pretty sweet. And we're just working our way through it. So just keep in mind, if you're a leader and you want to have a position like that, it's available to you if you think you can make it work. But we're going to hold you accountable. So it's not about leadership in name only. It's leadership in let's get it done.
Sherry says, can we start signing up restaurants in Seattle?
Yes, you can. There is Peggy De La Salle's up there. I think she had a couple restaurants signed up. We had a guy that was supposedly going to work that market, but like some things happened, he didn't work the market. So, but yeah, Seattle's pretty wide open right now to get going.
Ike says, if a representative signed up a customer in 2019 and another representative sends the app in 2021, who gets the credit? So if they signed up in 2019, they wouldn't be able to sign up again because their phone number is already in the system.
Right.
So if they didn't finish the sign up in 2019 for whatever reason, it's wherever they sign up, right? So that sounds like a support question. They can look up the actual details of the sign up.
And part of that is, so you guys know, when somebody tells you they signed up or they're going to sign up, you take it they signed up. Unless you verify that yourself, I wouldn't count a sign up until I actually had eyes on it myself to know that it's there, because a great number of people say they're going to sign up or they get halfway through the process, you get interrupted, whatever, and then they don't get back to it.
Right. Do you want to explain that?
What's that?
Remember we were talking this week about if you walk away 10 years later, the code's not still there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you walk away from the sign up process and
so if you go through the referral link and you download the app, and for whatever reason you don't finish and you pick it up tomorrow or a month from now or 10 years from now, the referral code is not going to still be locked. They would have to either go back through your link again, or they would have to put your code back in again. So this is the part that it's really important to either say, we got to do this right now and sit here right with them, or follow up with them and say, make sure you're putting in my code, or, we're finding out this is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Lori wants to know why I'm not on the camera.
Because you just got out of bed.
My pajamas and my hair standing straight up, Lori. Thanks for asking. What cities are we opening in Florida?
Orlando. What's that?
West Palm.
Yeah, West Palm Beach, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando. I guess those are the ones we've actually got lots of drivers in.
Neil wants to know, can marketers sign up in other countries?
You can sign up in any country.
No.
Oh, no, excuse me. No, you can't. You can sign up in Canada now because we've got cities and provinces set up. On Monday. But no, you can't sign up outside the US right now.
Because it's all geolocated.
Yeah, everything on our system's geolocated. So one of the problems we're having with Coyote all this time was we weren't open in Canada. So every time he went in through Canada, the system recognizes you're not in the United States. So it blocks you from signing up.
Even though he tried to be smart and say he was in Nashville. Yeah. His phone knew he wasn't in Nashville.
Yeah. Look, we got plenty of business here in the States. If we just focus on it, you got 330 million people here, and like I like to say, I've been saying this all my business career, and the numbers change every 10 years, so it started out about 180 million, or now it's up to 330 or something. I haven't met all those people yet, but I want to. So we got a shot at doing that now.
David Gibson says, so we sign them up for $1 and then the market opens and they get the total.
Correct.
Walt Brown is telling you he's in Seattle and he's given out his number.
Okay.
If anybody wants to.
You want me to read it out?
Walt.
You'll be getting a lot of phone calls.
You guys are brave putting your number out here.
Yeah, William's brave. He put where he's staying. My God, he's going to have people knocking on his door. Hey, Will, can you help me?
Denny says it's still 125 after we open the market to business. I don't know what is 125.
I don't either.
It's $1 to sign up. Before the market opens, restaurant team, like right now, we're contacting Florida to let them know, hey, we're going to be opening down there. When we open, we'll let them know before we charge their card that they paid the $1 on. It will be the $148.99. We'll get them a tablet. We'll get their menu. They'll approve their menu, and then we'll turn them on.
Yeah, we have a menu team that put up the menus. So it's not a case that, you know, if you go sell that restaurant and coming online with us, that you have to set up the menu. Those things you just turn over to the corporate office and they'll get it up and running for you. You don't worry about that. But I mean, I don't think you're behind on any menus.
No, so
right
what
now.
happens, it usually takes 3 to 5 days to ship out a tablet. And usually we have your menu up way before that and you're waiting to get the tablet, honestly, so you can turn it on.
Yeah.
So it works the way we have it set up.
Yeah, one of the other things we're starting to do more API integrations. So I just had a request actually from Mark Choi, the CEO of Ghost Kitchens, and they want to do an API integration with us. So I got to get started on that this week. And that's why I'm glad we're finally starting to get some of this stuff cleared. We have little bits of stuff left over to do, but we want to get it into as many integrations as we can because it's just way more efficient for everybody. For them, for us, you don't have to worry about tablets or any of that stuff.
You want to talk about the testing pick your own driver thing? Because that might be a selling point for people.
Yeah, so we'll talk about this. We can do it. It's all set up in the system.
We haven't tested it.
Yeah, we haven't tested, but all we gotta do is turn it on, basically. So we have a feature where you can pick your own driver. So for example, we have a lady in Nashville that does 1,000 deliveries a day.
Very spirited.
Yes, and she, very spirited. So she wanted to have like control of her drivers because she wants a certain standard met when their drivers take the food and drop it off. And so with that, we can, turn on pick your driver and she can go, pick 10 or 12 drivers as her favorites.
And she can also hire her own.
Yeah, if she wanted to hire her own drivers, then we just charge her a different kind of fee.
No, she'd hire them to sign up with us. They'd
Oh, yeah,
doing the same thing, but then those would be like her drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways to make this work.
That's the one, Dwayne, that I want you to hook them up so they can do a test for us.
Yeah.
Juan says he's heading to Nashville tomorrow. I don't know.
Congratulations.
Juan is going to meet up with William and then Florida and then his own city.
What city's Juan in?
I don't know. Juan, tell us
Tucson?
where you live. I don't know. Yankee says, I had people out of country asking how they can get a work visa to come on board to work with us. How possible is that idea?
Yeah, it's pretty hard for us to manage that. Gets into a whole bunch of, immigration laws and stuff like that.
Elizabeth.
I mean, I'd love to have them because we could use the
Yeah.
workers for sure.
Okay, Ike says, can we use our link to sign someone up in Canada? Yes, you'll use your same link.
Yes, nothing
Anything
changes
different.
there.
And it will be straight conversion for the.
Yeah,
amount.
right now it's a straight conversion to Canadian dollars and also kilometers. So when you see the driver app, you'll see everything in kilometers.
And it knows that because of the location.
Yeah.
What about Portland?
Portland? What about Portland?
Michelle, how many restaurants have you signed up in Portland?
It's the same story. You guys got to sign up restaurants and bring drivers on, and then we can open the markets. So that's why we're trying to find the leaders in these markets, because if we had done that with Nashville from day one, it wouldn't be so sporadic and, who's doing what, there's some direction. Leadership is everything in a business.
Yep.
And, we screwed that up, or I screwed it up, but it's on track now. We got some really good guys down there. Eric, when you guys get to meet him, he's super, super smart, very affable. guy's got a smile on his face all the time. So when you talk about attitude, there you go. That's all, but he's very smart and he's already thinking about other marketing strategies that he can employ. William's down there, don't get any better than that. And the handful of others that are coming from out of state, I'm really looking forward to getting the next 30 days beyond us so we can really start getting traction, start plowing in the advertising dollars and fire that market up.
Juan is in Houston.
Oh, Houston. Houston's a great market. Love to open that market, Juan. When you get your feet on the ground here in Nashville and then, reach out to us after that. I'm sure I'll be talking to you because you're going to be working with William.
That's it.
Okay.
And it's 9:44.
Okay. Anything you got to wrap up with, Tony?
I think we're ready to rock, man. Let's go out there and start signing up some restaurants, drivers, and customers.
All right, guys. Well, listen, let's get after it. We'll monitor. We'll probably have a couple meetings this week. I may do some YouTubes as we're getting updates from William and Eric and the team. That's about all I got. Have a listen. Have a good one. And we'll catch up with you next day or so. Thanks, everybody.